Ba-na-na-na, da, ba-na. Hey, hey, woo, woo, woo. Hi. I have a question. Oh, hold on. I'm going to turn the heater off. It was very cold. BRB. I've returned. I was like, what is this loud fan noise? Why is it disturbing me so? I was thinking how it would be fun to have a start off with my own Monokuma theater, my Benny Bear theater. But I realized that the question I'm about to ask is basically that. What do you eat with baked beans? I've only ever really had them in like a barbecue setting, but I've been craving them and I found some in the cupboard. And we don't really have like hot dog. I'm hot dogless, Mickey Sparkle. Hi, welcome. Yeah, just that's my Monokuma theater. Should I eat it with toast? Should I wait and get hot dog later? My money's come in. And that's something to think about. How's everybody's afternoon evening going? I got tea again. My headache's not better, but my need to fucking game is. I like Beanie Weenie. Quoth Mickey Sparkle. Beans on toast seems okay, but I've never had it. Yeah, I haven't either. Like you eat you sop up the sauce with the bun or something, and so have it on a white bread or whatever. Sounds good, but I don't have white bread. I have like kind of stiff wheat bread. So maybe I'll wait and have it with hot dog. I'm trying to eat less hot dog though. I like them, so I get a craving, and I usually would like eat hot dog like once or twice a year. Now it's more frequent. And it's not very good for you. Yakuza Dry Clean having pizza. What kind of pizza are you having? I'm also chatting to wait for the heater to turn off because it's gonna go ta-tunk. Turkey dog is my fave. I usually get all beef, but I'll have to try a turkey. You know I love a Twinkie sandwich, and meats. It's all the fucking same. Just pepperoni. Hell yeah, I love a pepperoni. Da 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 da. Okay, whatever. We'll just hear a large clunk, because I'm ready to party. Hi, everybody drink water. Veronica's here. Hurry. And I forgot my chapstick. Again. Because maybe my lips are only dry in this room? Okay, it's off. Let's party. I'll be working on stuff, bouncing between streams, but I'm here and I fucking love murder. I'm getting my chapstick late. No, I'll get it. Okay. Thank you for doing that. BRB. I mean, now I'm back. And I have chapstick, and my room is hella toasty. So when I go in there, it's gonna be badass. Oh, I was on OBS. I was like, why is game not working? Because you're looking at a little screen, stupid. I'm not stupid, I'm silly. Put on some socks, Mickey, and get a tea. It's tea time. Okay, it's time. There's a missing extension cord, there's a couple of posters, and there's a dead programmer. Let's get started. I have to leave soon. R&R. Thank you for coming by. So, is everyone ready to... What? Am I blind or are we missing someone? Yeah, Toko's not here. And Toko is... You really don't remember? Kidding, I'm just kidding. How could I forget that little nut job? She's a crucial part of the class trial this time. Okie dokie. I'll go ahead and drag her out here kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please. And just like he said, a few minutes later, he reappeared, dragging Toko behind him. That's so funny, thinking of a little teddy bear dragging a mostly or fully grown person. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you would drag a girl around. Her fucking sounds are the funniest things I've ever heard in my life. Terrible. You're terrible. Whew. So now everyone's here, right? Okay then, hustle onto the elevator and let's get this show on the road. I'll see you guys down there. So, shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro. Chihiro Fujisaki. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. And that murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here. Yeah, that's what you missed today on Glee. She got bonked in the head, presumably with a dumbbell, and hung up with an extension cord. And now, we're gonna find out how and why. I gave you plenty to work with. Show us how far your logic can take you. I guess I wasn't much help at all in this one. Ehehe. No, you did a good job. Taking care of that woman is a lot. There's something odd about Toko's behavior. I do not think mere shock is enough to explain it. Yeah, Mickey showing up to the trials is like... It's a good time to learn some info. Mondo-kun. Fucking Toko, man. What's got her so worked up? Miss Fujisaki, I must admit, for being 3D, she was quite remarkable. Of course, just the idea of 3D makes me cringe. You're a normal man. I don't know why the killer did what they did, but I'm sure it'll work itself out. Justice always prevails. Right, bro? Shall we begin? I will uncover the villain who performed such heinous acts on a weaker individual. I do not like Nerd Man. Me neither. You ready? We doing this? Yes. I like how he's like such a silly person. We have no choice, right? We have to do this. Yeah, Yamada sucks. Yes. I gave a small nod in reply. With one last deep breath, I walked toward the elevator on shaky legs. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions, couldn't stop speculating. The steel box sank with heavy clunking sounds deeper and deeper into the ground. And as we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation. Until finally, it came to a sudden stop. What do you think? I redecorated. Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with. Good, good. You're rip-brain to go. Gotta say I don't hate it. Not at all. Okay then, let's get the show on the road. I love the wee sound effect, says Mickey Sparkle. Me too. It's very funny. Everyone, please find your assigned seats. I like that no matter what happens, there's still goofiness. And so the curtain opened once again. Because that's what the world is like, you know? Even though throughout the worst things that happen in the world, there's still something silly going on. And something lighthearted. And sometimes that makes it worse. A deadly judgment. A deadly deception. A deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle. A deadly defense. A deadly faith. A deadly class trial. I would love to save. Let's set our scales. I don't think we have any more, but just in case, we don't. And let's review our items, or evidence. Monokuma file number 2. The victim was Chihiro Fujisaki. The time of death is estimated to be around 2 a.m. The body was discovered in the girls' locker room on the second floor of the school. The cause of death was a blow to the head with a blunt object. She was killed instantly. Sakura's account. Although Chihiro wanted to get stronger, she declined several invitations from Sakura. How do you get more skills? You talk to someone enough that you gain a skill after, I don't know how many. I think it depends on the person. Because like Maizono, we talked to her once. It looks like there's a lot. I think once you beat the game, there's like an extra free time mode where you can do it, because otherwise I don't think there's not enough time to get everybody's. They're not positive. And yeah, there's a lot. Although Chihiro wanted to get stronger, she declined several invitations from Sakura and Aoi, and may have used the locker room late at night to avoid them. Despite this, Chihiro had stated that she desires to help with her efforts. She may have been meeting someone in the locker room the night she was murdered. Locker room dumbbell. The dumbbell found on the floor of the girls' locker room had a significant amount of blood on it. Mondo's account. Chihiro had told anyone willing to listen that she wanted to get stronger. Some assume that due to her inferiority complex about being weak, she admired strength more than anything else. Card reader. To unlock a locker room, you need to swipe your e-handbook over the card reader. You need, even it, because this is a game, obviously, even if you know everything that happened and you're very sure of yourself of like, okay, this is how it went. You know, you got to click the right stuff at the right time. So I learned that I need to review the evidence before I go in, because you got to know what it says. Amen. You need a male student's handbook for the boys' locker room and a female student's for the girls. It is not possible for 2 people to enter at the same time. Additionally, lending someone your handbook is a violation of school regulations. Main Hall e-handbooks. The handbook of each student that has died is placed in the mailbox in the main hall. Broken e-handbook. One of the handbooks found in the main hall had been broken, which is apparently a rare occurrence. Junko and Sayaka's handbooks both seem to still work, so it's assumed that the broken handbook is Leon's. However, Monokuma claims it's very unlikely that Leon's handbook would have broken. Genocide Jack case file. Suspected genocide Jack victims include Ken Harada, Tetsuo Honda, and Shoji Gaku, among countless others. They were killed in the same way and mounted to a nearby wall. The word bloodlust was found at the scene of each crime, written in blood. Profiling indicates the killer is likely a student suffering from a split personality. Again, in the earlier version of the stream, we said that this stigma in the mental illness of this cartoon murder game, we don't agree with it, and people with mental illness of various kinds are not automatically serial killers who hang people up. Thank you. Aoi's account. In fact, I'm pretty sure, I want to say that hasn't happened before. Genocider Show or Genocide Jack. This is not real. So I'm confident in saying that none are. Chihiro seems to have consciously kept her distance from other girls at the school even from the beginning. Meanwhile, it had been noticed that she got along remarkably well with her male classmates. Boys' locker room carpet. The carpet in the boys' locker room was found with a blackish stain on it. 2 locker room posters. Blood was found on the poster in the girls' locker room. The poster featured a big-breasted supermodel popular among young boys. Meanwhile, the poster in the boys' locker room was for a boy band popular with teenage girls. Chihiro's E-handbook. This is a very gendered case. Chihiro's handbook was not found on her corpse and has apparently gone missing. Status of the dead body. Chihiro's body had been suspended and her hands had been bound with some kind of rope. Her fatal injury was a blow to the head. Disappearing stain. Sakura mentioned that she was responsible for a coffee stain in the girls' locker room floor. However, the stain had since been inexplicably scrubbed away. Library desk lamp. Byakuya was shown to use this lamp often. However, the extension cord had gone missing at some point, and the lamp's cord couldn't quite reach the outlet. Celeste's account. On the night of the murder, right before nighttime, Chihiro was spotted leaving the warehouse. It seems she was stuffing some blue exercise clothes into a duffel bag. Presumably, she was on her way to exercise, but the clothes were not found at the crime scene. Celeste had not told anyone other than Makoto about this encounter. Before we even begin, I'm going to give the question that you all want to hear. For those who do not know the answer, do you have any idea who did it? And take a sip of water while you think. No clue, says Mickey Sparkle. Let's fucking go, bitch! Let's play some mini games. Brown hair guy kind of looks transphobic. That's a funny thing to say. Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial, so your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment, but if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Yakuza Dry Clean also has no clue. You'll get there. We'll get there. Maybe. I mean, obviously we will get there, or I will be doing this trial forever. Okay then, so first off, let's talk about the murder weapon. Yeah, once we start putting it together, it's depending on the case, easy or not hard to figure it out where it's going on your own. First, we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. Seems easy. Oh, I wonder what the controls are. We'll find out. Locker room dumbbell. Okay. Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound. According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument, but what kind of blunt instrument could it have been? I bet it was an iron pipe. I bet it wasn't. Interesting. That certainly would make for a powerful weapon. Poor Chihiro. If it's barbell, maybe it's buff lady. The question had to be the scene of the crime. That's what Mickey Sparkle said. Since I don't have chat up. We have to give credit where credit is due. The weapon had to be at the scene of the crime. There was something with a bloodstain on it. Okay, that slows it. What makes it go faster? That. I figured it out. No! How do I shoot it? At least I figured out how to make it go faster. Fuck. I'm smart. Pa! Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury. And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one. You looked at her head wound? Yeah, that's so creepy. If you don't mind, I'll proceed from here. Let's move on to the discussion of the culprit. Although I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear. What? For real? Is he gay? Or a psychopath? You can be both. Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer Genocide Jack. I'm not gonna say you're wrong on either one of those assumptions. Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro? A new element has been added to non-stop debate. Ugh. Lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines. So think of the obstacles in your debate, but there's always a button to attach the silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. After you shoot an actual remark with your silencer, the time limit will decrease. What? Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, it won't appear at all. In which case, you can forget it. Okay, well, I don't have gentle. I'm normal. Because I'm a normal girl. Genocide Jack case file. The culprit is Genocide Jack, I'm sure of it. Case closed as far as I'm concerned. But that's impossible. Why? What makes it impossible? Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it. Hey, so speaking of Genocide Jack, I don't know who that is. Literally. Mickey Sparkle sent me. Oh, go, go, go. Remember the button. Trying to pick up my tea. Leaf. Water. Funny. Let me take the bag out. Taking the bag out ASMR. Because she has steeped enough. Ah! Put it in my little thing. ASMR. Get back to the game. ASMR. I might know one reason he could be involved. I might know one reason he could be involved. What? You didn't find the file. I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case. What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library? The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth, so let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder. Oh, that's right, booblust. No, it's actually bloodlust. But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that's never been made public. Never made public? What the hell is it? Why don't you tell them, Makoto? The other characteristic of every Genocide Jack case which the world at large doesn't know, if I'm not mistaken, it has to do with the positioning of the body. How the victim was positioned. Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are higher-ups in the police department. However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack. No fucking way. You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us? Yes, in fact, it's Toko. Huh? Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa. You lie! What? What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a second. Toko has like blood phobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood? Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no. Another riddle? Man, why's this gotta be so complicated? It's a riddle for sure, but I feel like I understand it. What it means for Genocide Jack to be Toko, but also to not be Toko. The answer is that. She's not just one person, but multiple people, right? Now what? Aww. Shit. Oh, schism? I guess not. Did I just do it wrong? Oh, thank you. You have to press. It's not shit. What? Skirm. It's a S. Skip. I hate this stupid fucking minigame. It's not a Z, that's not how you spell that word. Give me an S, stupid. Skit. Oh, it's gonna say schizo. That's not appropriate. It's because the English word is too. It's. Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality? It's because it's associative identity disorder, dissociative, has way too many characters for this game to work in English. Yeah, that's not what schizophrenia is, but go off, literally. It's not, again, this is not good representation of mental illness, but also it's because of the, localization. Is that the way to say that at all in English is way too many characters to be in that game. But they could have said, I don't know what, actually. But again, 2010 or whatever. Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality? Huh? I think that I read somewhere in the file too. I really love this game, but I have to go. Okay, well, the VODs will be here, and I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. Have a good evening, Mickey. Ooh, choo, 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 choo. Everyone, I don't remember which one of y'all's channel it is on, but check out Mickey and Veronica are going to play GeoGuessr tonight. I'll probably watch as well, depending, Yeah, I always do stuff at night. I think I read that somewhere in the file, too. They thought... Oh, I'm so sorry, my love. They thought the suspect might have... What did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder? That's too many characters for Hangman's Gambit. But schizo is an inappropriate thing to say, and doesn't even apply. Okay, but still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality. The one thing that shows Toko should have a split personality has to do with her behavior. Her behavior changed. You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right? That's right. Think back. She faded when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then when she woke up... I'm fine, I'm fine. Kyahaha. Whoa, was that a dead body? Hey, are you dead? Kyahaha. She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted. The world is a front and a back, a top inning and a bottom, a sea of truth and a web of lies. This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different. She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared. Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission. Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can handle blood and one that obviously can. So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack? I won't let Genocide Jack have control. I'll drive out the killer. Drive out the murderous fiend. Poor silly bitch. The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out. What? Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her, of killing even more people. How? Yeah, how can you know all this? I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? What she wants to know is, how could you tell them? Huh? Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko? Sometimes words don't come out. This is all a lie, right, Toko? You said you wouldn't tell anyone. What? Why do you think that? He's not a nice guy. You promised. I can't believe you lied. You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is a real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. I can't even, there's no point in even reading what this says after you hear her noises. She's a genius. Besides, you broke your promise first. Oh, sorry. You're not my love, though. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocider Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise... I'm sorry, I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again. You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised. How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that. Everyone, have some water. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you? I tried, I swear. I tried to control it, but... But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment. I hate you. Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly. The person? You don't mean? Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but in the next second... My queen. Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see? What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill. Again, in the original, her name is Genocider Show, and it is not gendered. What the fuck is this? Toko, what happened to you? Not Toko, that's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality. And again, this is not real. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one of its faults. She's right about that. She's so intense. Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body. This one is so different. Oh, I'm sorry, Queen. This one is so different from the one we've come to know. Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun. This is the murderous fiend Genocide Jack? This is beyond insane. Miss Jack, or Jill, can I ask you a question? What's up? Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that? Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind of all masterminds. Just kidding. Then it's not true? Of course it's not true. How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society and the outside world are totally powerless. He has a point. I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town. Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again. Yeah. She's so fun. This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's certainly a motive, so there should be no doubt. A motive? Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed. Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit. Huh? But I can't imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion. Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth. Do you really expect any of us to believe you? Yeah, I can never believe a word you say, you monster. Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said. I need to get some more details about all of this. Make your argument. Status of the dead body. Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone. You say that, but you really expect any of us to believe it? Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things. Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking. When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches. What more proof do we need? I'm refuting them. Give it up. You killed her. Okay, I have to just focus on remembering Chihiro's body. That must have the answer. How do you... Oh, I already forgot how to fucking play. Pacha! Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I can't believe I spoke over him again. Remember your own format. For some reason, I don't care if I speak over them while the line is being read, but if I try to read it at the same time, my brain gets scrambled. And, sorry for my inconsistent decision. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases in this one. Huh? How's it any different? In a couple of huge ways, actually. That it's weird that no one else noticed, but this is a game and you know. Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you. I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine. Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one. There's one clear difference between the murders. In the photos from the Genocide Jack, look at the neck and the stomach. Here you'll see the difference. The fatal injury. For one, the cause of death is different. Drinking my leaf water. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right? Ah yes, that is remarkably different from the other murders. Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail. That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce. Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking? In the Japanese, they're talking about ramen. So are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged? That's right. The second difference is related to how she was suspended. There's a third one. In the photos of the other Genocide Jack cases, all the other victims were stabbed through their hands. Here you'll see the clear difference. What was used to suspend her? Do you remember what the killer... Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? If that's what you want to call it. Naegi! They'd use some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists. What is your point? Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. That's so grody. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors. And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And, you know what else? Big Mac said there's 2 differences, but he's wrong. Big Mac, are you referring to me? Listen up, Big Mac, there's actually one more difference. That's funny, as if we don't know noodles. Honestly, like, I know cup ramen is much more ubiquitous in the United States than actual ramen, but it's not like you can't talk about, like, people know what it is. But I know my mother's never had real ramen before. Has only had instant. And I'm like, damn, we gotta go to a restaurant. But it's COVID. I guess I could make it. I don't want to make soup though. I'm a soup casual. My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. That's what I'm talking about. There's a pattern there just waiting to be discovered. A pattern? Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl. Let's see. There was a pattern surrounding the Genocide Jack victims, and Chihiro didn't fit it. She literally just said what it is. If you look at the names of every victim, what you'll notice is... I think I figured it out. I know why she couldn't have killed Chihiro. Because Chihiro was her lover, correct. Is it because Chihiro was a girl? Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money! What are you talking about? That's one thing that confused me about this localization is that they'll change ramen to pasta, but they kept all the Japanese names and they are, like, obviously masculine names. But why would people that don't know what ramen is know that, you know? And I know it would be weirder if they were like, George, Bill, but, you know, the choices, it's interesting. In all the Genocide Jack cases, when we were young and the Tokyo Pop was there, and they would just have a little glossary in the back, I'm sure they still do that, of translation notes. I get why that's harder to do in a game, but it's not like people can't learn things about a culture they're not part of, you know? That's my localization commentary. But I get it. You know, video games, not everybody cares about that, and they want to pretend everything is from the country they're from and that they understand, blah, 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 blah. It's interesting. And sometimes weird. In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common. Ken Harada, 32. Tetsuhiro Honda, 17. Shoji Gaku, 23. Kano Issei, 14. Takeshi Yoshida, 30. Why did I decide to read it like that? Komatsu no Taro, Takefumi Go no Uchida, Naohie, Takeshi, Masamune, Gyuto, Yumejima, there was no end to it. They were all guys? That's right. The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men. Yeah! I can't believe I said it. I'm so embarrassed. What the hell is wrong with you? I can't help it. I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. We need more Fujoshi serial murderer representation in media. That's why everyone likes this franchise, all the fans, because they're like, finally, a BL fan who kills people. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam. So since Chihiro is a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her? Oh, they switched it. That's fun. When an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. That's funny. Actually, I take it back. That's funny. Because in the Japanese audio, if you are not listening for it, she just said pasta. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only. We get it. You clearly explain your hobby and your philosophy, but that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely when you're forced to kill in order to survive. Quiet, Lily Kerr. Lily Kerr? I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect. That does make some amount of sense. Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go to their way to use a big stupid heavy dumbbell? Maybe use the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school. Any scissors? Show sprites are so funny. I don't use just any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors. Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school. Are you sure about that? Da 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 da. Hold on one second. I forgot to text my mommy to say, let me know when you're on the way home so I can quit, or at least say, give me a minute. Ugh, she's fully equipped. That's right, so I can kill anywhere, anytime. Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you. Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot, so rope's totally out of the question anyway. That's why it's funny, Ishimaru. Get with the program. I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent, is how you say that? Very simple word? But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that. Yeah, that's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever. Actually, hold on. There is one person. One person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases. And now, I get to choose and tell everyone why I so badly dislike Togami. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before all this happened, hadn't you? Are you saying Mr. Togami did it? Hold on. Please and thank you. Okay. Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her. So he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I'd put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. I'm on fire! Well, Byakuya, what's your response? No shit, Tiffany. His name's not Tiffany. I do know a different person named Tiffany, though. I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask. Oh. Then I must... I was shocked. Then I must ask. When would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer. Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange. In the locker rooms, they're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. Wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious? Literally. Since you got here, you bad attitude weirdo. It seems nobody searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room. You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy... I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? Yeah, but that proves that you were involved. Silly Billy. The victim was Chihiro, a girl, hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room. Nothing strange about that, I'd say. On the contrary, there's something very strange. Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class. There was a clear contradiction with what Byakuya just said. I need to make it clear to everyone. Oh no. Truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the Y button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. Oh! The memorized phrase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth signature. Signature? However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or contradiction in your loaded truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. When's the best time to flashback? Well, you'll just have to use your keen wits, won't you? Yes, narrator. In this case, though, I'll say if you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting anything. Well then, good luck and have fun! Thank you! I love you! Monokuma Fairu! So you said Byakuya was acting kinda weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird how? If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room, you absolutely take it. No, not everybody's like that, Yamada. That's a natural reaction for any guy. It's not. The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that? I wish you'd taken me with you. Dude, shut up. Hearing Byakuya's comment about Chihiro being a girl, I realize there's a clear contradiction because it doesn't make sense. So you could have known before you even found it. Okay, I mean, it's contradicted by Jack. I like that. It's before we found the body, stupid shithead. I could speed it up, but I'm tired. I like the music. I'm partying. I'll tell you what's so strange about... Hi! He wants me to turn the light on. Hold on. I was gaming in the DARK. Your mother's coming home to you soon, child. And then you can stop crying. And I definitely fed you under an hour ago, so you can also stop crying. And we cuddled and hugged and brushed our hair. And we sat together, and you took a nap. And so there's no reason for you to cry, my love. Back to the moiter. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. Sorry. Sorry again. We're gaming right now. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room just because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up. I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak. Huh? No, it's not. That's... okay. It's just his attitude. This is the power of confidence. If someone tells you you just slipped up, you gotta go, oh, is that all you got? I slipped up? And then they'll be confused because they're a little silly baby. It's a tip from me to you on how to get away with atrocities. What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead, show us. What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. I've got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with him. What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it. There is, I think. There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there. Oh, proof that I'm the culprit, you mean? The differences between this case and other genocide Jack murders. The evidence that proves Jack... That's the name of my cat. Hey, come here. Come here, genocide kitty. Hey, 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 hey. You're not supposed to be in there. Wow. Okay, fine. Be a little naughty child. I don't care. We really need to figure out how to get this cat and computer separation going. The evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there, unless it's charming. Give me a charming in the chat if you like hearing my narration of my cat starting trouble. What could it be? Make your argument. Library desk lamp. Can I get a library in the chat? Sorry for asking so many things in the chat. Want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body. But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope, was it not? That's right, it absolutely was. Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope. Hey Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh? I've never seen that. Oof, oof, oof. Fuck yeah. Got your ass, Tim. I feel like me and friend of the show Hamlet gave him an English name, but I can't remember what it is. It was funny. I'll have to ask. Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Little liar, light yagami. Literally. Because you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord. What? An extension cord? These kids are not very good investigators. I feel like I would... If someone was hung up, if a corpse of a sweet little mosquito not murderer was hung up, I would check to see with what, and I would notice pretty easily that it's an extension cord if it was an extension cord, you know? But this is a video game. Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord was that was in the library all this time. Went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact. Then Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility. That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this. I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote the bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right? He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved? What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened. Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer? I don't disagree with not disagreeing. He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win. Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we have to talk about this a little more. Huh? Kitty cat, if you try to sit on those bananas, I'm gonna give you a little kiss. Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it. I know, but still. There's something that's... If you hear any, like, clattering, there's a stool that isn't exactly even, and the cat was just, like, standing on it, moving it back and forth, and he's a silly guy. There's something that's still bothering me. Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locking room. Locking room? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you? Wait. What was that just now? Something's not right. Chihiro's body was definitely found in the girls' locker room, but does that mean... Can I really accept what Byakuya said is the truth? No, I don't think so. There's definitely something off about what he said. Wishing to decline? You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else? What about the rug stain? How disappointing. No, bitch, you're stupid. Sorry, everyone. I got a little heated. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There's absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else? Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene. The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that. I believe I do. Hey, Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? Get him! When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who'd been so confident up till now... Maybe Byakuya never even realized the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else. Hey, don't just move on without permission. What do you mean she was killed somewhere else? Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof. Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. There was something that was switched between the boys and girls' locker room. Bum, 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 bum. Posters. I have to press Y. The proof that she was killed somewhere else. It's the poster hanging in each locker room. Your proof is some posters? The poster in the girls' locker room was... a picture of a big boob supermodel. But don't you think it's kind of strange? I know a lot of girls that like big boob supermodels. Personally. Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that? I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake. Kya ha 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 ha. Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room. So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched? And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura? You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you? Protein coffee? Well, I was in the girls' locker room earlier. I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away. No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved. Bum, ba, bum, bum, bum. Isn't this case complicated? The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. Yakuza Dry Clean says switched, baby. Exactly, baby. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet. Hold on, the cat's being bad. Well, listen to this freaking jam. Hey, get down. Get out of here. Your mommy's coming home soon, so go wait for her in there. Go wait for her in there, I say. Ugh. Children are so tiresome. When can I send them back to school? Hi, Anna Maria Inc. Rating with a party of 2. Welcome to the party of us. That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee. Then does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that? Hi, welcome, welcome. To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other, it's certainly plausible, don't you think? What? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place. I can certainly follow your reasoning. I've been on a DR kick lately, so this is perfect. Hell yeah! I gotta sleep, but I thought it'd be fun to do a raid. Oh, thank you! Yeah, I'm on a DR kick because I've started streaming it, and now I'm just like, oh my god. Oh my god. Because one of our viewers, friend of the show, Yakuza Dry Clean, my dear friend, has never played before, so now I'm like, well, I have to do all of them, and I want to talk about it, but I can't because spoilers. So, here we go. I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that? Huh? Why would they go to all the trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bit... It's a spoiler minefield out there. It truly is. Ugh. Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? You never thought of that? Ooh, I just cracked my back and it went interesting. To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook could have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with. No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was. I highly doubt that. Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it. Is he right? Could Chihiro have really gotten into the boys' locker room somehow? Let's hear this dude out! Beam, 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 Hagaku Day time! I really need a soundboard. Broken E handbook. Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow? Oh, I've got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her. No, I don't think that's it. She used a thing that was in the main hall. Huh? What thing? I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. But my love, 'twas broken. No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook. Why not? Because Leon's handbook was broken. Oh, well then yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh? I'm struck silent by how quickly you gave up. Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook? Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want and you'd feel safe. You'd be safe. Yep. Hit the nail square on the noggin. Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway. So then, she must have hacked hers like I said. She used the ultimate programmer skills and... Bzzzt. You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring. So she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook. Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong? It seems like there's no way she could have gotten to the boys' locker room, so I guess so. Okay then, I vote for Byakuya. Is that it then? Chio was killed in the girls' locker room and Byakuya is the one that did it? Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do. Hold on a second. I agree with you though. I think you're on the right track. What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So... Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access. What? What are you talking about? What other way is there? Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something. Wait. Just what do you think you're doing? Don't worry, this will make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you. It'll make things more exciting. Well, alright then. I declare an official class trial recess. Huh? For real? Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring, I'll be very unhappy. Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go? Field trip! So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. And where she took us was... the girls' locker room? We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy? I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time. You want to check it again? Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time. Examine her carefully, like using our hands. No way. It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body. It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just based on religious grounds, you know? Very well, I'll do it. But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it. Especially because these guys are freaks. Except the ones that I love. They're freak. Actually, they're all freaks, so. Blowing a kiss? Who? No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me. Sakura. What is this, some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all. Stop screwing around. Is it not it at all? Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion. I love nice girls. The nice girls in this game are so nice. Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body. Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery. You guys gotta stop being pussies and do what she says. Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this... Damn. What is it? Not possible. It's not possible. Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled. This girl is... Is what? Is a boy! Dun dun dun. Quick aside, there's a lot of hashtag very obnoxious and tiring discourse about whether it is acceptable to refer to Chihiro as a boy or to interpret this as a trans female character. I will continue throughout the rest of the game and franchise and my life to refer to her with female pronouns. If you don't appreciate that, you can go somewhere else or whatever. I understand for those who are like, I want to take all of this literally and not refer to her as her. But if you're doing it for any other reason, go fuck yourself. And amen. And now we shall continue. Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact. What? You're joking, right? I love her sprites. I know this is an intense moment, but it's funny. I wouldn't joke about this. Then it's really true? Chihiro was a guy? Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy. Sho is a sicko weirdo. Then he was a cross-dresser? Now I'm really on fire. I wish I had killed him. So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Boop, 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 boop. Yes, that certainly doesn't make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial. Ahem. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro is actually a boy. Let's pick it up from there. Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl but a boy. To think that Chihiro was actually a guy. The thought had never even crossed my mind. That's the more specific trigger warning that I didn't word due to spoilers, but now I will say it explicitly. You know, someone who is very easily interpreted as a trans woman has been murdered and is quite violent, and you know that's upsetting. So and that will be continued to be discussed for the rest of the trial, obviously. So if that's rough, then get out of here and come back for chapter 3. And then also through the game, they will, you know, continue going, oh, Chihiro's a boy. And that's also, you know, if you are assuming as a 2022 English speaker person, that could be uncomfortable. So again, that is your warning. And I love you, and everybody, let's enjoy this trial of murder. And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room. Assuming the handbook did in fact list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true. Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through. So then there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room. So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room. I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible. Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. Die, sicko. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body. This is the most titillating situation. So now everything's been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear. Okay, well, connected or clear, whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember? Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed. He's off in his own little world. What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya is the killer? Because he's a freak sicko. Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all. What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place? He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him. And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him. Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too, how can I put it, overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it would connect him to the murder. At least that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you. So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me you don't have more concrete reasons, but... It's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being. Mark it as correct? He's right. I'm not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it. Are you fucking with us right now? No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth. Oh, don't cry, Ishimaru. Well, I find it very hard to believe. Go ahead, find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us. If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why'd you do that to his body? I wish you could see the face I'm making. But I'm using a PNG model that doesn't move. Unless I ask it to move. My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it? Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more. Pay attention, baby! He just said he didn't do it. We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it. No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here. That's true. Very well then, I'm with you too. Damn straight, count me in. Do you not have a mind of your own? Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something? Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision. That's very true. Our lives are all on the line. Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek? But if Byakuya didn't do it... Wait, let me just make sure I know what button to press. Okay. But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure about. Sure that we know about the killer. The killer was able to gain access to the real murder scene, which means the killer is a guy. Since the crime scene was a boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. But that's still not enough. I need to find more clues. Me when I'm about to make an argument? Hold on, guys, I have to put on more chapstick. Don't rush me, game. Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it? Well, clues are one thing, but... Why is it upside down? Did nobody get a look at the killer? I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now. Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now. Yeah, all we need now is any kind of new info. Oh. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. No, no. I forgot how to use the buttons. I found out. It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer, and only the killer. Wrong. Get his ass. I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste? Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him. Huh? Really? Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That's why you're all making such ugly noises. Whatever, just hurry up and tell us. It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then I assume he headed off to exercise. Mother's entered the home. A track jacket and a duffel bag, but we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene. It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence. You know how loud that is? You can still be heard. You don't have to whisper. No, I fed him about an hour and a half ago. After feeding him all day a lot. Yeah. No. I'm almost done. Get out of here. Come on, Jack. People are always saying they're not going to make any noise, and then they make a lot of noise and try to have a convo with you. And that's when he said something that struck me as rather odd. But yeah, I am, gotta get dinned in and shit, so I won't be too much longer. Well, I better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry. Oh, she doesn't sound like that in my mind. Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. Bum ba bum. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think. So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were just going to work out together? But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined. Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right? Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed. Ooh, what a marvelous friendship. This girl She's fascinating. The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was. But knowing what we know, I can't even guess. I can guess! Thank you. No, you already have what you need to make the connection. Does anyone in the chat have their guess? Again, if you've played... Shush. You know who the killer is. Seriously? Who is it? Who's the killer? Think back to the track jacket and the duffel bag the killer disposed of. It's fun to like... Because I've played it, I obviously know all the answers, but it's fun to like figure out, or to be playing it and then go, ah ha ha, this is the point where it's coming together. And it's fun. Focus on the details of these items and it should become obvious who is waiting for him. Are you sure about that? Really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have? What, you want to track down some fingerprints or something? Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it. As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from. Maybe, but we can make certain inferences, if we just take the time to figure it out. Maybe she said talk it out. Easy for you to say. But fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket? The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special. Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket? Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took. Does Chihiro's track jacket really hold some clue about the killer? Somehow, it's really hard to believe. Well, this is a game, and we wouldn't be talking about it in the game if it didn't. Celestia's account. First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did? What do you mean, the specific tracksuit? I got it. He picked the tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing. So what you're saying is the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say? Huh? What'd I say? When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said, I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then I assume he headed off to exercise. She never said anything about the jacket's color. I need an even more tired. Nope, that's it. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracks sweet? What are you? You just... Hey Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit? As a matter of fact, it was blue. And before we begin the trial, did you tell anyone that? Hold on 1 second, another 1 second. Okay. Sorry, brothers. that's not going to be Bernadette Berry of Vihant's fan club name. The only one I told about any of this was you. Then Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was? Because I just... I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation. No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation. Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was... Cheaton! Is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility. Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro? So how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you? Fans call her Cheaton. And I'm one of them. Because again, she's my favorite character. Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands. No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony, she stuffed the jacket in her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone. When Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was. Hi, Siren! We are at the end of Trial Chapter 2. As I'm sure you can tell. It would appear you've dug your own grave. Perhaps, but you handed in the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense. She's good. Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. See, Celeste is a freakazoid in a similar way that Togami is, but Celeste is cool. And Togami sucks. And that's #feminism. Get with it. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge. That's right. However... Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning. But why? What made you so suspicious? The way he was acting. No, the way he talked. He said, there was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happen to refer to him as dude. In Japanese, it's not necessarily the same. They're less gendered, but not gendered ways to refer to like that person. And that, aitsu koitsu, what words I didn't hear? Yeah, aitsu is dude in the game. And that's just a little localization fact. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't. You noticed such a tiny detail? This person versus that person. Are you a witch? She's a witch. You're positively frightful. Yes, that's what it is. Aitsu versus koitsu is this person versus that person. And you can say aitsu is like that kid, but you can use it for women too. I got a text message. Fuck off. Dude versus chick is not even tiny a little bit. Yeah, the localization, that's why you gotta like you could call a woman dude, but you wouldn't call a dude chick. I mean, I would, but you know, you would notice. No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend. I didn't do enough planning in terms of communication today, but you know, I wasn't going to stream this evening, but I needed to finish chapter 2. Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro? I didn't kill anyone. You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal? Yeah, he would never do something like that. This is a false accusation. It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky. That was fast. Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we're all out of leads. Uh-oh. My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you found some evidence? Really? What kind of evidence? Yamada. Now my tea is very cold. Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant. Jeez, did your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man, just tell us. If you really insist, then. Here it is. What do you have there? It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up. You found it on the ground, right? Then it must belong to Cheetah. We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right? For a fact. For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it. Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right? Well, that's what I was hoping, but it's busted. It won't even turn on. Oof. Oof is the sound that I make when I crack my back, and it sounds pretty bad. Can I get an oof in the chat? I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder. Thank you for the oof. That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile. You're right, they're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one. And yet this one... Fufuzela, but it's an ufufzela. I need one of those. And yet this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that's a remarkably high failure rate. Stream delay. Oof. I'm sorry. It's bad. It's very annoying. Boo, boo, boo. Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken? How did the handbooks break? There's only one possible explanation. By hitting its weak spot. You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, don't you? Ugya! You remember that? Aww. Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was. Everyone drink some water or very cold tea. It's colder than room temp. But if the handbook was supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession then... Or maybe it just feels colder because it's peppermint. Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it? Huh? You're asking me? I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial. But if I tell you and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good. Yeah, peppermint is my favorite. It tastes good. What is everyone's favorite tea? Please let me know. Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks? Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Orange tea. I don't know if I've ever had that. Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... Siren can't pick a favorite. Siren loves tea. When it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break. I flippin' knew it. You knew it? You should have said that, stupid ass. Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna. This song bangs. The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. Is that how it works? I couldn't even handle being in a sauna for 5 minutes. I'm very weak to heat due to all the bear fur. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still. Wow, interesting. I learned one new fact today. That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge. The more you know. Bye, Monokuma. Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna... And how would the person have found out of this weak point? Maybe it's someone who what? Let's all say it together. Wore their clothes in the sauna. Then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it. Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness. But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right? Come on, you guys. I put it together. I can know. You can know. You're cartoons from the past. Indeed, quite the mystery. Thank you, kitty kitty. My beach. What if they found out by accident? What do you mean by accident? What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it. I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I do. I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna. I might know someone who did it. Whoa, seriously? I really have to pick? I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was... Oh, no. Who might have brought their handbook into the sauna? It had to be the one who wore all their clothes into the sauna. It was... Oh, Adamondo. Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it? What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him? Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? He so happened. He's a wacko. And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mundo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it. Oh. No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof. I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Do I know what that is? We'll read through it. Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook. Okay. In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves what Makoto said is right. Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine. See? Look! Makoto is wrong after all. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly. What do I pick? If I can just prove that, then we'll show the handbook. He has Leon's. Let's try this one. Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours? The fuck is that supposed to mean? The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours? What the heck are you talking about? What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. I can feel someone coming towards the room. A hater. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken. That's right. The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it. So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's. Which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes? But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited? Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule... There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit, but no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules. Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. Solemn night raiding with a party of 4. Thank you and welcome. Woo! We're almost done here, but we're doing it. Son of a bitch.
どうしたんだ兄弟。言ってやりたまえ。間違いだと。
What's wrong, bro? Come on, tell him he's wrong.
そうだ。間違いだ。間違いに決まっている。
You are wrong. You have to be wrong.
今の推理はどこかが決定的に間違い。
This makes me so sad. Everything you just said is wrong. You made it all up.
だったらもう一度最初から事件を振り返ってみようか。
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time from the beginning? Sorry that the heater's been turned on.
今の推理が正しいかどうか、すべてはそこで判明するはずだよ。
Can you still hear me okay? With the heater on? Mondo! Celeste! My queen. Hello. Okay, good. Everyone, Celestia is here. Please take a deep bow. I'm honored to be in your presence. Oh, celebrity. That way, everything will become clear and we'll all see if I was right or wrong. Here we go! Okay. I just have to turn the sound up for me. But again, you can see we're doing the closing argument. Okay. Okay, so that's how we move that. PG-13. So true. She has the thing. She sees her. Oh, I just have a bag. She's watching. She leaves. Goodbye. Wait. Has she not left yet? There she's not. She's doing the shit. Okay. So then... Oh, she goes... Your bag's falling out. She's like, oh, okay, bye. Now, she does that. Goes to the boys' room. And then does the card reader. Oh, hello, mysterious person. Hi. Oh man, Celestia's on my bag. That's crazy. Aren't you so excited to do whatever? It's this one. I have a dumbbell. What the heck? Sploosh. Smashed her ass. Oh my gosh. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm cleaning up the scene of the crime. Roll up the shit. Take off the poster. Pick up the corpse. Put the other poster back? Maybe. Go here. Go to the women room. Put the corpse there. Leave her there. A crazy freak person shows up. Crazy freak person goes in there. He also has a handbook. Does some crazy freak shit. We hate him. He's a weirdo. Open the door to the sauna. Fling that shit in there, and it breaks. I think. First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. She's so cute. That something... Okay. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With the bag in hand, Chihiro headed out even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room.
女性だったはずの被害者がどうして男子更衣室に入れたのか。
But how could the victim, who is apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room? No! Ugh. Do we switch? Oh, we didn't do that one right either. So that's how she gets in and then she goes in? Let's make sure the rest of this is right. Smacking, murder, dumbbell. Or is it because there's blood on the poster? Then moves the poster. The rope. That's what we're missing. Okay. I'm glad it doesn't make you start over. Oh wait, it does. No, it doesn't. With the bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. I always mess these segments up. Me too. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who is apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room? Simple, because she was really a he. Which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. So cute, my angel. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the crying sprite open for the rest of this shit. Once inside, he met with someone there, and the person he met with was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act, first pulling up the blood-stained carpet, then removing the bloody poster. Come on. Okay, cool. Looking at the time now, I am gonna leave you guys on a cliffhanger. I gotta go. But I will be streaming tomorrow at 3 p.m. PST. So, oh, I can't save right now. Never fucking mind. Okay, so then after this, we will quit. Oh. Did he take the dumbbell? Oh, this is the wrong one. That's the wrong one. I'm a silly Billy. Which is why the killer hurried and tried to hide the act. First pulling up the bloodstained carpet, then removing the bloody poster. Okay. Oh my god. If I have to do this all the way over, I'm gonna jump up and down. That's the one I did last time, right? Is it the card reader? Or E shit? But that's literally that panel, so that's not it. He didn't go there yet. He didn't put her in the sauna. Girls' locker room. Maybe. And then this one would be poster. Yeah, I'm really not a minigame kind of guy. Yay! And finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course. But this alone doesn't prove the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. I would call it that. That could have been the end of the thing of the things? Jeez. The end of things, but no. A creepy weirdo had to show up. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in this situation, making things even more complicated. So after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. I keep making grossed out faces by this freaky weirdo who I'd hate. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. Drat! One more chance! Well, he didn't take the fucking dumbbell. Sauna! What a silly girl. And around the time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. I love this freaking song. Somehow, the killer knew the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Owada? Wahoo! And now, tomorrow, we will have teens react to being caught committing murder of your cute little friend. I wonder how he'll take it. Have a good night, everybody. What a fun time. Tomorrow, yes, 3 p.m. I will continue this. Before that, we have in an hour and a half, Mickey and Veronica are gonna be playing GeoGuessr. I don't remember whose channel. And then tomorrow during the day, Veronica on her channel is going to be playing Hollow Knight, I do believe, and it's a really fun time. So please check out that and follow me on Twitter. Same here, vhunt_Benny, and vhunt updates one word on Twitter to get the schedule for us every day. Tonight is Mickey's channel for GeoGuessr. That's Mickey Sparkle on Twitch, and I think Twitter as well. But you know, I'll retweet it. You know. Okay, everybody, good night. Have lots of water and food and sleep and all that. And that's the stuff. Don't hit your friends in the head with a dumbbell. Okay? Remember that. Don't ever do that. Thanks.